After stabilizing its number of new COVID-19 cases, South Korea wants to prevent a second wave of infections, but those ignoring quarantine orders are increasingly becoming a public health risk. To halt the spread of the virus, the nation is implementing more severe penalties for those violating the country's self-quarantine measures starting Sunday. Local governments have already been bringing criminal charges against those violating self-quarantine orders. Hyeong-woo reports.
Those who violate South Korea's self-quarantine measures will soon face more severe punishments. Currently, people breaking quarantine can be fined up to $2,400. But from Sunday, the penalty will be increased to a maximum fine of $8,100 or a prison term of up to 1 year.
We will enforce severe punishment for self-quarantine violators regardless of their nationality. In the case of foreigners, deportation and prohibition of re-entry will be applied quickly. Once again, we are stressing that disobeying self-quarantine threatens the safety of our community.
According to the Central Disaster and Safety Countermeasure Headquarters, the police have received a total of 52 cases of self-quarantine violations as of Wednesday, with 6 cases so far being passed on to the prosecution. Local governments are showing no leniency towards those who ignore self-isolation measures. When an 80-year-old Korean woman living on Jeju Island reportedly violated self-quarantine to go to a restaurant with a friend, local authorities immediately took action.
Given the lady's old age, we fully understand the frustration of self-quarantine. But since there cannot be any exceptions, we've decided to file a criminal charge against her.
With the number of COVID-19 cases on the increase around the world, all entrants to South Korea have been subject to a 14-day quarantine since Wednesday. Hyeong-woo, Arirang News.